5 minutes early. This is the venue for the exciting annual speech contest. To kick things off, we're going to have straight back from tryouts for the Winter Olympics, Jim Coughlin. The invocation is plenty.
Please assume an attitude of prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you for our many blessings, and we thank you for Rotary. For it is through Rotary that we are able to share these blessings with those less fortunate than ourselves, in our community, in our country, and around the world. In paraphrasing the 12th chapter, 48th verse of Luke, John F. Kennedy famously said, "To those whom much is given, much is expected." Unquestionably, much is indeed given to those of us fortunate enough to live our lives in Coronado. So keep us ever mindful of our Rotary's motto of service above self, and guide us individually and collectively to achieve our goal to serve and help others. Amen. Please join me in reciting the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic and to the nation under God.
Thank you, Jim. Now, much as you'd like to have me stay up here and entertain you, I am going to be delighted to turn this over to our own Heidi Bergener, who will take it from here on the speech.
Well, this is certainly exciting. I know our annual competition is one that many of us look forward to each and every year. And this year will not disappoint you. We have 5 incredible contestants that have been working really, really hard on their speeches. So today, I want to tell you a little bit about our speech competition. I want to tell you the rules so that you have a mindset as from where they're coming from. And I want to just tell you a little bit about things before we get started. So, rules about the speech itself. So these are the guidelines that our students have been given. Number 1, and they have each come up with a topic of their own choosing. Now, this topic can be of any sort, but it must be held up to the 4-way test. So each of our contestants will be giving you a speech about whatever they thought, and then they'll be referring very, I guess, overtly to the 4-way test. Speeches will be between 5 and 7 minutes long, so they have that window, and a point will be deducted for your knowledge if they go over or if they're under within the 15-minute increments. So we have our timekeepers here. We have Terry and we have Tom that are here doing our keeping. And then we have I also want to, before we go on, thank our committee. We had Tom Edison, Johnny Cushing, John Harbin, Jean Marie Vaughn, and Terry Corelli that have been here. And I just want to say thank you to those for helping get this day started. Now, the other thing you should know is that they each can have a set of note cards. As they progress through sub-regionals and regionals, they will not be able to use the cards in the same capacity. So for many of them, this is their very first time giving a speech in front of a lot of people. So with that, I have a few asks from the audience. So we want to accord the students the same respect that we would want if we were up here. Hopefully within the next minute or so that you will finish eating or refrain from cleaning your tissues. No one while the speeches are going, and there'll be a little minute-and-a-half intervention or intermission between each speech, should leave the room while our speakers are speaking. And everybody would just mind looking at your cell phones to make sure the ringers and notifications are off. and no conversations between our members at the tables while the speech is going on. We would also, to limit your applause, so, in a positive, healthy way, to not distract or persuade our judges. And our judges here today, we have Jean Marie Vaughn, we have Luann Miller, and we have Mr. Ivan Dunn. So we want to thank you for being here also. And if you are on hybrid, we want to make sure that you are muted at all times. And for best viewing, go up to your top right side and say speaker view, and you will have a full-fledged picture of each of our contestants. Our contestants can also speak behind the podium or command the floor. So it is up to them. So with that being said, we would like to begin with speaker A. Come on out.
Press the plus button. Is it on? There you go.
Hello?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Coronado County.
a little more. Sorry.
Okay.
So testing one more time.
Hello.
Give me testing 1, 2, 3. There you go.
Coronado and climate change have, for generations, maintained a balance that is now on the verge of breaking. Today, I'll be using the four-way test to examine this issue. The first of the four tests is it the truth? When it comes to climate change, few truths are positive, especially when it hits quite literally close to home. As Daniel Weekin stated in his article for the San Diego Tribune, current estimates suggest that in 2100, the sea could rise by 6 feet. For Coronado, this means beaches, houses, businesses, golf courses, and more will all be submerged in 76 years. The city of Coronado would be dwindled down to the point that North Island would become its own island, and many farther inland residences would become beachfront property, the water-filled wreckage of their old homes. This essentially gives you the answer to the second test. Is it fair to all concerned? No. Climate change certainly isn't fair to everyone. It doesn't affect the lives of those 1%ers that make it a habit of using a private jet any more than those who refuse to keep work on anything other than life. It's a plague that affects everyone, regardless of their efforts to solve it. It brings heat waves, wildfire risks, and even disastrous rain events like the one that we experienced last week. What is fair to all concerned, though, is a collaborative push, a cohesive ambition towards stopping this problem. This leads me to the next test. Will it build goodwill and better futures? Nothing can construct strong friendships better than uniting with others under the common goal to save this world that we inhabit from climate change, a force that is so disastrously close to crippling whole countries such as Great Britain, and even small cities like Coronado. But uniting to save this earth is exactly what's occurring everywhere. For Coronado, the City Council staff are currently drafting the Coronado Climate Action Plan with the intention of reducing Coronado's carbon footprint. So far, promoting rooftop solar installations, providing an increased amount of charging stations for electrical vehicles, and other sustainable improvements are in the making. But the City Council can't make the decision to decrease your carbon footprint for you. It is entirely your choice to follow through with installing solar panels or not. Entirely up to you to buy an electric car and use those charging stations or not. It is entirely up to you to ride a bike or to drive a car to Vaughn's for your week's groceries. Entirely up to you to turn on or to leave off lights before you leave your home. It is entirely up to you to fix that oven instead of having it completely replaced. Up to you to try that vegetarian diet instead of sticking with your usual. Up to you to, instead of buying new clothes, thrift. There's so many aspects of your life, It is up to you to make a change that, despite how small or seemingly insignificant, is yet another step on this winding staircase towards a healthy planet. The fourth and final test: is it beneficial to all concerned? A resounding yes. It seems that for most of these alterations to your daily routine, not only does it benefit the planet, but it also benefits yourself. Installing solar panels will do nothing but significantly decrease your energy bill. Getting an electric car, knowing that chargers will now be widely offered, is in your own self-interest as well. Especially since fossil fuel vehicles will become illegal in 2035. Riding a bike to Bonds for your week's groceries will make you more fit and healthy. Turning off the lights in your own house, like getting solar panels, will also help you with your energy bill. Fixing your own oven will teach you independency and handiness. It'll also be cheaper. Starting a vegetarian diet will make you feel good about yourself, prevent many conditions, and increase your life expectancy. Thrifting will give you something fun and practical to do with friends and family on the weekends. And more than that, all these seemingly insignificant pushes in the right direction are exactly what places like Coronado need to lift them out of the closing jaws of climate change. Because, as Confucius so artfully stated, the man who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. The balance between Coronado and climate change is on the verge of breaking, and it's up to you and me and us to repair it.
Thank you, Speaker A. And now we have a paid commercial. Will past President Dan Orr like to introduce our guests visiting Rotary.
I will attempt to make it back and forth without falling on my face this time. Halfway. Tricky tables up ahead. Okay, I did not have any visiting Rotarians sign in, so if you're a visiting Rotarian, stand up and be recognized. Okay, now my left, your right, guess a Rotarian.
Hello, Rotarians. I would like you to meet my special guest. She's been here a few times, Rhonda McConnell.
Hello, President Bob, fellow Rotarians. I'm standing in for Daniel because these are his guests today. David and Janine Gardner. He's homesick. You all rib him a little bit about that. David and his wife, Janine, lived in Colorado for the past 30 years and have recently relocated to Coronado, where their 2 daughters reside. Janine was an elementary school teacher and David was an engineer. Currently, the Gardners operate a charitable organization called the Salvador Foundation. And Daniel's special guest.
President Bob, fellow Terrence and guest, special guest Marty Trevor is here.
All right.
Thank you. Good afternoon, President Bob, fellow Rotarians. My special guest is Brett Davis. Brett's been here about 6 times and he's just waiting for me to turn in his paperwork so he can become a Red Badger.
That is? Oh, no, yeah.
President Bob, fellow Rotarians and guests, I'd like to introduce my sister, Torkin Wakefield, who's visiting from Colorado to escape the winter.
Take it back to my seat. Well.
Now I would like to ask Speaker B to join me on stage.
Again?
Testing.
Again,
Hello?
is that better? You try and press the plus button.
Hello? Testing, 1, 2, 3. Hello?
Go ahead and try again.
Hello? Study nature, love nature, stay close to nature. It will never fail you. This is what Frank Lloyd Wright told so many of his students, and these were the words that he lived by. He also put into action an architectural concept I'd like to introduce to you all today. It is called eco-architecture. It is, by definition, architecture that seeks to minimize the negative environmental impact of buildings through improved efficiency and moderation in the use of materials, energy, development space, and an ecosystem at large. The Baitao Public Library in Taipei, Taiwan is the perfect example of eco-architecture. It was designed by Ying Chao and opened in November of 2006. The focus of the building is to work in harmony with the natural features and resources surrounding the site, and to use materials that are sustainably grown or recycled rather than new materials from non-renewable resources. It has solar cells capable of generating 16,000 watts of energy and dozens of plants both inside and outside. The rooftop garden soil has enough moisture to create a thermal insulation effect, heating the building and cutting back on energy consumption. I could go on, but the focus of this speech is not a single building, but rather all libraries, homes, and buildings. The Baitao Library is, without a doubt, breathtaking. Now imagine living in a world full of these kinds of buildings, the kind that makes you feel excited to go to school or to work or even the DMV. Instead of a single window and dreary tan walls, picture an office made of bamboo with large windows and plants surrounding you. Imagine a classroom with giant windows and sleek walls of recycled steel. Wouldn't that get you excited? Now, let's compare the topic of eco-architecture to the Rotary four-way test. Is it the truth that buildings made out of renewable materials could greatly improve our environment? Absolutely. In fact, transportation vehicles, which have recently gotten the most media attention, only make up 23% of greenhouse gas emissions. Buildings make up 39% worldwide and nearly 50% in America. Think about that, 50. The thing is, architects have already given us a solution. If we follow their instructions and put into motion the 6 elements of eco-friendly design, which are optimizing site potential, conserving and safeguarding water resources, improving energy usage, maximizing building material use, enhancing indoor environment, and improving operational maintenance procedures, we could create entire cities of eco-friendly buildings. Now all that's left to do is put this into action. Is eco-architecture fair to all concerned? No, it's not. Building manufacturers wouldn't be happy, fossil fuel industries would be furious, and companies would have to entirely reevaluate their purpose. But the thing is, it's never been fair, ever. If climate change continues to raise global temperatures at this rate, guess who gets the worst of it first? Those in poverty. In fact, many have already experienced it. Gas and energy gets more expensive, guess who can't afford it? A flood hits your town due to rising sea levels, guess who doesn't have the money to get away fast enough to rebuild their house in time? Guess who has less materials and resources to build strong houses to prevent the effects of climate change? Exactly. It's never been fair. So how can it be fair now? Except it can be. The more we help to improve the state of our planet, the better we all will be. It would also mean more time and money to put into helping those in poverty. So the real question is, will we do what is easy or what is right? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Absolutely. I've experienced it myself. I'm constantly empowered by anyone I see talking about climate change and the actions we must take. Meeting these people who understand how terrifying it is to live in a world that is deteriorating, it creates a connection that can't be found anywhere else. The kind of connection that leads to a good friendship and a clean environment. Lastly, will it be beneficial to all concerned? without a doubt. The benefits of eco-architecture are immense and practically endless. Reduced emissions, better living spaces, happier living spaces, prettier cities, and a closer relationship with nature are just a few examples. Multiple studies show that the more time spent in nature, the happier, calmer, and healthier you are. The benefits are endless. I truly think that so much power lies in eco-architecture, and its ability to bring people together for the benefit of each other and our planet is underappreciated. This seemingly simple idea can lead to a future that myself, my generation, and the human race can look forward to. So I ask each of you, what would you do to help our planet? What would you do to regain our relationship with nature? What are you willing to do in order to build a brighter future for us all? I leave you with these words in the hopes that they have made some impact, no matter how small, in how you approach your future and what you are willing to do in order to protect all of us. Thank you.
So another commercial because you haven't elected the more expensive Netflix version there's. I'm gonna recognize our red badgers. Roger Clapp is here with me at my table. JT Greenleaf around the corner, I think. Oh, well, have that corrected at the front table. You're right, Doug, we're deficient here. Yeah, Arlene is over here. We know she's still a redhead. Eric Nelson, who joined us at the BOD last night. Good to have you, Eric, and Bob Boyce. Hey.
Our judges are just finishing up. And at this time, they might need a few minutes to get the sound, so I'm gonna call them up to make sure we're ready to go when our judges are ready. So at this time, I would like to ask Speaker C to come on up.
Go ahead, test again.
Yes. Good. Thousands of high schools around America recognize College Board Advanced Placement classes. These classes, which are colloquially referred to as AP classes, allow gifted students to earn extra credit on their GPAs to help them stand out with other students in the college admissions. Every spring, AP classes are summed up with an optional AP test. They're not required. Earning good marks in these tests earns you college credit, which means you would be exempt from taking certain collegiate level classes you would have had to have taken had you not scored well on these tests. What's the caveat? These tests cost $95 each. To a kid from Coronado, this is really a crazy price to pay. $95 is not enough. 50 minutes over the bridge. $95 is a week for the groceries for the family. Would you rather better your academic future or? I don't think a student should have to choose. In my speech, I will be putting College Board's advanced placement tests to the Rotary 4-way test. Is it really the truth that kids all over America have to pay nearly $100 per test just to try and better their academic experience? Unfortunately, it is. And the craziest part is that College Board is meant to be a not-for-profit organization. On their website, they state, in quotes, "The College Board is a not-for-profit membership corporation operating for educational purposes under a charter granted by the Board of Regents of the University of the State of New York and on behalf of the New York State Education Department." How can the College Board label themselves as nonprofit when they profit hundreds of millions of dollars per year solely off its tests? The next point, I believe that paying for the AP tests are not fair democracy. In a day and age where education is a right, not a privilege, affordability-specific tests should not determine a student's academic future. The magnitude that certain AP tests can make on a student portfolio does not need to be underestimated. Earning good marks in these tests could literally mean the difference between taking classes you already took in high school or using your college time for more productive classes, right? Public education should not be a place of service. As close as over the bridge, like I said, you will find high schools with a majority of low-income students. They may never have the chance to take these tests and help better their future. This simply isn't fair. It's unethical to give one student more educational opportunities than another because of practical reasons. We don't live in feudal Europe. One's income does not place them above or below anybody else's when it comes to academics. Will cutting the cost of the AP tests lead to goodwill and better friendships? Absolutely. I mean, I bet everybody in this room had the time of their lives at college, right? So it stands to reason that you want the same kids to have the same fun that you guys did, you know, with moderation. They shouldn't have to worry about whether or not they just take a class because the AP exam is not accessible. The college experience is all about like restarting your life in a sense, right? You meet new people, you try new things, right, etc. One should not have to miss out on these opportunities simply because of financial issues. To the final and what I believe is most important, lowering the AP exam fees is definitely beneficial always. Aside from the local families having to have sit-down conversations with their kid about why they may not be able to take a test that could alter their academic career forever, it is simply a gamble to take the test themselves. Obviously, lots of stuff is ordered, but these tests are purposefully deceiving. I know extremely smart people who study their hearts out for these tests just to get a failing grade. I mean, these tests, like any other, are, you know, a gamble, right? But the biggest difference is you're spending $100, right? A gamble in academics. I mean, the very sentence is contradictory. According to Blocks.com, advanced placement tests cost $94. While fee waivers are available, considering most college counselors suggest students take these tests multiple times, odds are many students and their families are paying hundreds of dollars every fall just to be considered, turning college testing into $1 billion industry. Those 4 words, just to be considered, they don't sit right. Nothing in education needs to be a venture or a leap, right? I would like to end this speech with a call to action for the College Board. It is unfair and inequitable that students must pay hundreds of dollars just to be considered for college credit admissions. If our goal as a society is to have equal access to collegiate level education, we must first provide the same resources to every student, regardless of social or economic standing. College Board, you are not the nonprofit you claim to be while you make the money off backs of American students. According to the New York Times, your president generated $1 million salary alone in 2022, with almost $500 million being made by the corporation at the same year. The executives at College Board also make between $300,000 to $500,000 a year. So you tell me, is this fair?
Okay, that was an official timeout for resetting the clock, and we bring up the first announcement slide, John, please. Okay, short announcements. Please go on to the alternate meeting tomorrow. Okay, it's going to be good, and I'll show another slide for that at the next intermission. But I want to point out that this is Rotary's beginning week, February 23rd, 1905. If you were going to win a question in the trivia contest from a few months ago. And as such, Rotary International recognizes this as a World Peace and Understanding Week. So more on that a little later as well. Not on here, but I'm going to audible that the monthly social will be at John Duncan's house on March 7th. Okay, I think I do have time for the alternate meeting slide, if you want to bring that one up. So it's gonna be an exciting time tomorrow. 5:30, show up, pizza and adult beverages for this outing. Meeting will start at 6, and we're gonna have Casey Tanaka address us sort of around 6:20-ish, and then we wrap up by 7. So bring $20, and if you haven't registered and you want to go to this, please go to the Rotary website, our club website, and register so we know how much pizza to do. Thanks.
And now I would like to introduce Speaker D to the stage.
Today, I will be speaking on suicide prevention for people with autism. To give everyone here a taste of how important this topic is, I want to give a couple statistics on how people with autism are 2 to 7 times more likely to commit suicide than the average. And 66% of people with autism have thought about committing suicide, and an alarming 35% of people have actually attempted suicide. A study shows that when people go to treatment for this stuff, they only 0.28% of them will commit suicide for the rest of their life. And the other 99.72% of them will live peaceful lives till the day they die. My topic builds goodwill to people in the long term. It may not be right away, but to all concerned, it does. Because I am one of these people. I went to boarding school with my autism, and no matter what people say to me, I know that it helped. But the big thing I wanted to say is one of my friends from boarding school, they committed suicide, and I was the one that found it. So I wanted to share that story with everyone. So one day I was walking out the door to get to school. When I look over the door, there's blood. I turn over my head, he's bleeding out. There's about 10 feet of blood all the way to the door. It was the most traumatic thing of my life. I call the staff, they call 911, he's rushed to the hospital. He was still alive. He jumped in a 3-story building. And then a rib pierced his heart. He ended up dying an hour later. And then I cannot tell you how shocked, how frustrated, how humiliated I was subconsciously. My subconscious always told me it's my fault. I could have been there, I could have done sooner, but consciously I know it's not my fault. The truth is, it is fair to all. The truth is, autistic people are more likely to commit suicide because they are shown to have more signs of depression and they are more left out of stuff, whether it's social and parents, friends, or anybody. So we need to make a difference in those people's lives, no matter what. I don't care what happens, but we need people to make a difference in people's lives so they don't end up taking their own life. To give another statistic, 1% of people in this world have been diagnosed with autism. 11% of people who commit suicide have autism. So that is a very high number compared to a very low number. And another statistic, 30%, there are 30 times more children with autism are 30 times more likely to think about suicide than a normal child. And so I don't care what people think. If I could go back in time and change one thing in my life, it would be to make a difference on the person that I met's life, so I could save them, but I can't. And if I have the choice to either have nightmares for the rest of my life about this, or go back in time, go back in time and do something, I would go back in time and do something and be able to spread the word. So they would be fine. They would be doing better than they were. This topic may not be fair to all concerned right away. However, in the long term, it will be. Like I've been saying, no matter what people think, you need help. Everybody needs support. It doesn't matter what people think. There's always something that somebody needs help with. Whether it's school, whether it's social environment, whether it's homework, whether it's a job, we all need support. We all need friends. We all wonder why humans are human and what makes us human. So, I wanted to leave you with this. One quote that I came up with. When I would tell myself, hey, life is worth it, I would just think, hey, imagine all the people I would then now what they would do. You are killing you're killing the people who love you in this world's joy, their love for the world. So if you take one thing away from this, let it be that. I wanted to thank everyone and may everyone speak well and spread this word.
Okay, one quick advertisement here for the golf tournament, I think. Put that. All right, who's gonna play golf?
Oh.
Get a little slim. Okay, there are, I am told, 10 foursomes left. So if you're thinking about it and you haven't done it, please go register on our website. And I think the ship has sailed on being eligible for the 100K hole-in-one shot, but do please sign up if you're going to play and make a decision to do so. We're trying to fill a couple more spots. All right, John, go ahead.
Yeah, they're going to sponsor.
Yes, you're gonna sponsor a sign, or advertisement or be a major sponsor. Please do so in the next, week to 10 days, so that we can get that sign made for you.
And now I would like to invite our last speaker, Speaker E, up to the stage.
Here, turn that one off.
Hello. Ladies and gentlemen, and fellow citizens of the digital age, welcome to a journey where the boundaries between imagination and automation blur, and where the tapestry of our future is woven along the threads of generative artificial intelligence, also known as AI. Global society is at the beginning of a captivating odyssey into the boundless possibilities of artificial intelligence technology. As we seek to keep truth, fairness, and goodwill at the forefront of our journey. I believe we can all embrace the potential of AI while upholding ethical principles to shape a future where humanity thrives alongside this powerful technology. To ensure this, I want to put AI to the four-way test. For the purpose of this discussion, when I say AI, I'm talking about generative AI, which is a broad category of AI referring to artificial intelligence that could create original content. I think of AI as a man-made brilliant brain. But is this brilliant brain the truth? Generative AI is only as good as the data it is trained on. You've heard the term garbage in, garbage out. That term is grown through the earliest days of computing solutions, where the quality of the output is directly proportional to the quality of the input. AI will be true as long as the data it assimilates is true. If we give AI bad data, it is like giving a Michelin star chef rotten ingredients and telling them to make a gourmet meal. Humans can manage AI's truth by ensuring the greatest quality of information we put in to get truth, or as close to the truth we get out. Knowing that an AI is dealing with information is the challenge with this technology today. But I maintain that over time, the volume of truthful AI inputs will prevail, and to sharpen AI to come close to the truth, or as close to the truth that we can get to. Is AI fair to all concerned? Yes. AI has no prejudice. It is just a software that works. ChatGPT isn't going to not give you the answer based on your race or religion. AI sees none of that. AI is also free. If you have access to a computer, you can access AI. AI does represent a risk to fairness, though. 43% of college students use AI to organize notes, assist with research, and to cheat. 26% of K-12 school teachers have caught students using AI to cheat on assignments. Now, if I asked ChatGPT to write me a detailed 5-paragraph essay on a hero's journey, ChatGPT would deliver it in seconds. If I made the decision to hand that in as my own paper, that is cheating. Cheating is not fair. To counter cheating, my teachers use a form of AI to review assignments and to check for AI fingerprints to make sure that I'm not cheating. And they also check for other forms of plagiarism. AI is being used to combat incidents of misuse to ensure fairness. How does AI bring goodwill to this planet and build better friendships? Collaborative online environments like chat rooms or online video games are getting better with AI. With more powerful AI tools and translation, I can seamlessly connect with people from all over the world. Now my dad will say, Dante, get outside and talk to people in person. That's how you develop social skills. Well, I agree with him, but at the same time, I get it. For his generation, engaging with people face to face was the most immersive way to socialize. I love to interact with people in the same way, but I also equally engage in interactions through online games and other platforms. All with people from other continents with diverse backgrounds and different customs. I would argue that for my dad to have that level of interaction back then, he would have to get on several airplanes. AI is taking online social interactions to a whole nother level. Everybody has good days and bad days. Sometimes you just need someone to talk to. Did you know you can simply talk to an AI? You could build a bot and Snapchat AI, create their personality, and make them look how you want. I know kids who need to work on their social skills, and they interact with this bot to help them. For many adults, this may seem strange, but when you consider the potential for improved social interactions for American kids and those from other continents, AI-enhanced tools can shape goodwill and create better friendships. Finally, is AI beneficial to all? Yes. Flattening access to AI benefits with human life, even with the potential concerns we see today, or imagined nightmare scenarios made by popular scientific fiction movies. We are at the dawn of a huge evolution in human and machine interaction. Think of the benefit AI solutions could generate to meet global challenges, like conflict resolution, or access to food and water, or reversing the adverse effects on this climate. The potential for leveraging AI to benefit all mankind far outweighs the negatives, real or imagined. To me, AI passes the four-way test, provided that we maintain a steady hand on the quality of input and a watchful eye on the output. Thank you so much.
And now we will continue with our show. And I will ask the judges to join me in the back room for deliberation. And thank you very much. We'll be just back in a second.
All right. While we're waiting for white smoke, we'll do a couple more announcements. Okay, have you seen this one before? All right, sign up for the golf tournament. And when you sign up, make sure you're wearing the latest fashions from Rotary, which includes this really cool vest. Everyone should have one of these. And I'll tell you what, they're $30. And when you own your own, everything that we do in a community sort of setting, whether it's putting up flags on the avenue or cleaning up the beach once a month, or any of the other things that we do around town, wearing this is a great way to advertise what our impact is on our local community. So so if you don't have one of these, I highly recommend that you pick one up, and they're on sale out here. Please see the apparel committee leads who have a lot of other really cool stuff out there for sale as well. Okay, next slide. Okay, Father Joe's, we're going again, and thanks to Bob and Mary Griffin on this one. They've really taken the lead, and this is a really worthwhile effort that they put in and enlist members of our club to assist on the committee. So if you are interested in participating, it's going to be Wednesday, April 17th, kicks off at 6. They are carpooling from the bank to leave at 5:30 in the morning. And there are, I think, 6 slots still available. And we're splitting this up. We're going to 2 different centers. But the spots that are available are at the Paul Marble Maribel Center. And so sign up for that at this website. We'll put it in the co-rotator. But if you want to early turn that, you can certainly call Bob or Mary at their phone number. And I highly recommend doing that. Good times. Okay, next slide. We do once a year, we do the what was previously the Bob Watson Service Above Self Reward Award, has been renamed the Bob Watson Citizenship Award. And just to call out a few highlights of this prestigious accolade. We present it once a year to a non-Rotarian resident of Coronado. Now, I will say it's very interesting that a lot of our former recipients who met that criteria, not being Rotarians, have subsequently become Rotarians. So if you look around this room, you'll see several previous awardees that we're now happy to have within our own fold. But I invite you to help us out. This is always a hard one to find a deserving candidate, and we've been very, very successful in doing so, highlighting the contributions that people who have not quite gotten the Rotary nod yet, but are doing fantastic things around our community and are very well deserving of this award. So if you would put some thought into that, any member can nominate for the award, and as a bumper sticker on that, it recognizes the highest standards of citizenship while exhibiting our up in lights motto of service above self. You can put that nomination in anytime, and it's easy to do. Just go to the website. If you have any questions about that, please call Daniel Stewart or go to our Coronado Club website, and you can find your way towards the details. Next slide. Okay, the annual district training assembly, the DTA. This is not just another district thing. This is once a year assembly, and we strongly encourage anybody who's interested in learning how Rotary operates. Certainly, if you're going to be on the board in the coming year, and I pass this on to Pat Stark as I did to my own incoming board last year, it's very important to go to this and learn how this organization runs. In addition to that, if you're involved with youth programs at all, they have a sidebar set up there to take your fingerprints, because everybody that works directly with youth must be youth certified, must be. And a big piece of that is getting the background check, which requires a fingerprint. Well, that's sometimes an inconvenience, but they make it real easy because they set up that shop at this particular seminar. They have training programs on everything from RI programs, all the background details on Polio Plus, and how to write grants. And you know, a lot of what we do is centered on either district or global grant participation with other clubs. It's a great way to magnify and multiply what we do from a fundraising perspective. So would you be kind enough to look at your calendars and see if you have not attended this before? I highly recommend it. It's going to be on Saturday, March 9th, and there will be several people from our club that are already going. So feel free to contact. I think Luann is going, and Pat Stark will be going, and all of the incoming directors are going. So if you need a ride, it won't be hard to find. Highly encouraged. There's plenty of spots left. I got a note from the district yesterday saying, hey, please let's fill this up. Okay, excellent. Okay, what do we have around town? Next slide. All right, well, amazingly, there was a fork in the road there about whether we're going to put flags up, because it was very wet on Monday. But following the edicts of the American U.S. Postal Service, come rain or shine, our flags, which are waterproof, I might add, were placed out there. And look, these are the hard-charging Rotarians that don't care about the weather. The well done flags on the avenue to you. Yeah. And speaking of flags on the avenue, next slide. Wow! Happy birthday, Doug. Where is he? He's slinking over here. He's staying low key. And it was his 39th birthday again. And so there were a couple of those. Okay, all good. And so that's it for announcements. And I think, Mary Taylor. I had it written note to self here, and I wasn't looking at my crib notes.
Not to worry, I take my opportunities as I see them. Because you gave me
Thanks for not being shy.
well, you gave me the perfect segue, President Bob, because all of you people that are going to go to the district training on March 9th, which ends at 2 p.m., and just segue right over to the district music competition, Southern Regionals, which will be held at the Coronado Library Red Room starting at 3 o'clock. I say this because we have been hard at work wrangling 52 clubs in this district to resurrect the music district competition, the youth instrumental music competition. And we have 12 clubs participating, ours being one of them. And you all saw, any of you that were here 2 weeks ago, you saw the fabulous level of musicianship at our club contest. And that has been, it has been replicated around the district. We've now, we're going to be having 6 students at each of the 2 regionals that have all, been won their club level contest. So every time the level of the musicianship goes up, it's going to be a heck of a good show. And it starts, as I said, Saturday afternoon, March 9th at 3 o'clock at the Wind Room. It's free, the best show in town. So all you guys that are going to that district training, just come right on over and pile into the library. It'll last it'll definitely go no longer than 5. And we were gonna have such an assortment, flautists, pianists, vibraphone, I don't even know what that is. Just musicians, violinists, all sorts of instruments in that program, and it will be really great. So support us. And then after that, I don't want to push too hard because I'll come back at you in April. The finals are going to be in Carlsbad on April 20th, another Saturday afternoon. And I hope that our club will support us all the way up, because this program is being resurrected from the dormancy of the pandemic. And we want it to succeed and go forward with a great, vibrant hue and cry. So come on down, March 9th, 3 o'clock, the Wind Room. Thank you, President.
And you will get subsequent reminders of this. Thank you, Mary Taylor. All right, so to our esteemed speakers over at the speaker table, you thought your speaking opportunities were done for the day, but I wonder if you'd all join me up front here. I have just a couple of questions for each of you. Now that the judges have gone into chambers, it's fair for us to actually find out who you are. So I'm going to hand the microphone along here, and I'm hoping that you will introduce yourselves, tell us your name, tell us what grade you are in, and you can get your own. By the way, and you'll be happy to know this microphone is a hell of a lot easier to manage. I know several of you are actually freshmen, and so you may not know what the rest of your life is going to look like, but maybe you do. So feel free to tell us. Speaker A.
Hi, my name is Sierra Burton, and I'm in 9th grade.
I'm Emma Lund. I'm also in 9th grade.
My name is Nick DeSena, and I'm in 10th grade.
Hi, my name is Lance McKenzie, and I'm a senior.
Hello, my name is Dante Salata, and I'm a 9th grader.
Okay, all right, hold on there. Here's the next question. What's your favorite subject, and what do you like to do in your spare time?
My favorite subject, I think, is math. In my spare time, I like to play sports and hang out with my friends and family.
Does PE count? But yeah, my favorite, if I can't hit PE, it's probably math, and then I play a lot of sports.
I love everything world history, and like to work out in my free time. I go to the gym.
My favorite subject is English, and I really like to read and play guitar.
My favorite subject is probably also English, and I like to play the violin and do sports.
Okay, last and final question is, what, and this is a hard one, but where do you think you're going to be 10 years from now? And you can wish for anything you want. Yeah. You can phone a friend.
I'd like to study international relations and be a U.S. diplomat.
I hope to be married to my current girlfriend, and
Hey.
I hope to be an architect.
I hope to be a NFL punter. If that doesn't work out, then a pilot.
Okay, well, on behalf of the Rotary, and as I see there's a whiff of white smoke out there. I want to tell you that it's not easy to stand up in front of a bunch of old people and speak. It's one of the most difficult and challenging and frankly scariest things that any humans do, right? So most of us here have had to do that at some point in their lives, and some of them even do it as a profession today. But it's not to be understated what an achievement it is for each of you to prepare those remarks and then stand up here with composure and deliver. It's truly special. We're really I would issue some more thanks, but I think I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Heidi here to do that.
Let's give him another round of applause.
I feel like a proud mama here, literally crying at each one of them. I'm so incredibly proud. And again, thank you for the team that walked alongside me and the speech contest committee and working through tryouts. And I want to thank more than anything before I give you results and you're like, get up, lady, let's go. Is I want to thank each and one of you and all of your parents and all of your supporters and your teachers who have really helped create 5 beautiful and really talented individuals. So with that, let's get that started. So our first finalist is
Do what I do best.
That away.
let's give a round to Emma Lund. Congratulations. Next up, I have Lance McKenzie, finalist. And Sierra Burton, way to go. So now, let the drum roll. I have second place, Nick DeSena. And our first place goes to 9th grader Dante Solano. I am so incredibly proud of you, and it is just an honor to be able to be a part of this committee and to be surrounded by these beautiful, beautiful high school students. So.
Thank you.
And I'll give it back to our president.
Okay, well, you guys did fabulous, thank you, and on behalf of the club, I really want to emphasize how much effort it takes to put something like this together. So, on behalf of the club, Heidi, thank you for spearheading this event. You know, it's so special to share that with such young and talented people. Okay, well, we are going to be back here at the Coronado Caves next week. And we're going to get an update on how it's going with Terminal 1 over at the airport. So that should be very interesting. And that's going to be delivered by Sandra Knack, who's the Director of Planning for the Airport Authority. So be here, and with that, I'm going to discharge you with the instructions as usual to keep your Rotary bona fides in front of you, and remember, service above self. Thank you.